Hello everyone, welcome to the Star Wars Vault. If you are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe to see new Star Wars videos every week. Okay guys, today I want to talk about Finn and what we learned soon after the release of The Rise of Skywalker. We had witnessed so many clues in this movie, on top of the clues and hints we already had in The Force Awakens when it comes to Finn being familiar with the Force. Even though The Rise of Skywalker didn't technically confirm it 100% in the theatrical release, soon after we were bombarded with many articles that confirmed that what we were believing was in fact true. Now I know most of you already know this, but I thought it would be interesting to go over some of these reasons why it makes sense to have this be cemented in Star Wars canon. First off, in The Force Awakens, Finn was able to snap out of his brainwashed allegiance to the First Order in the beginning of the movie. He escapes in the TIE Fighter with Resistance pilot Poe Dameron. Working together, we see just how skilled Finn himself is at being a gunner for a ship. After crash landing on Jakku, he meets Rey, and they quickly develop a friendship and begin their journey as they flee Jakku in the Millennium Falcon. Finn refers to this encounter in The Rise of Skywalker by saying, quote, "The Force brought us together." After we see that Rey is terrified by the visions from touching Anakin's lightsaber, Finn takes it himself as a weapon as he fights off other stormtroopers. We later see him briefly take on Kylo Ren in a lightsaber duel, and for someone who barely has experience with a lightsaber, Finn actually does a pretty good job of keeping up with the mighty Kylo Ren. He even gets a jab at his shoulder before Kylo decides to not mess around anymore. And we know that he was easily outmatched here, but still, this backs up the idea of Finn having a sensitivity to the Force, as he was able to show at least potential with all these skills that he displayed in this movie. We all know that throughout the entirety of The Last Jedi that there is almost no continuation of this element to Finn's character. You just don't get the sense that he is a Force user in any way in this film. But now when we get back into The Rise of Skywalker, you see him calling out to Rey multiple times saying he needs to tell her something, ultimately never actually saying what's up. And to be honest, I originally thought he was going to tell her he loves her or something like that, since he seemed to be really interested in her in The Force Awakens. However, we now know that this was all about him saying that he feels the Force too. He even refers to it as a feeling multiple times throughout the movie. We now know that there were multiple scenes that were cut from the film that would expand on this element of Finn, which would have been really cool to see. Don't forget that he also feels Rey when she dies after killing Palpatine through the efforts of past Jedi in her body. He doesn't just feel this with Rey unless he has the Force in him. I've always thought that Finn was one of the most interesting characters in the entire Star Wars saga and had plenty of potential due to the absolute uniqueness of his story as a stormtrooper who turns to the Resistance. It's unfortunate because I think there was a lot more you could have done with this character in this trilogy, even making him a Jedi. Imagine both Rey and Finn become Jedis and they bond over their training and go through adversity as well as being tempted at different levels by the dark side. But hey, at the end of the day, I'm glad that they brought back this element of Finn's story in the last film because it makes me enjoy his character even more. But what do you think about all this? Do you think that Finn being Force sensitive was a good storyline for the sequel trilogy? Would you have liked to see him use the Force more, maybe even becoming a Jedi apprentice? Please share your thoughts and opinions in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button to support the channel. You can follow my Instagram and Twitter by clicking the links down below. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much everyone for watching today, so until next time, may the Force be with you.